Syscom have helped over 200 organizations to recover from ransomware attacks against their businesses. I'm going to walk you through today one of those attacks which has happened recently. This attack is an interesting one in that this organization actually reached out to Syscom to perform a security audit on their network, or at least inquired about doing a security audit, hearing about what Syscom have done in the ransomware recovery space and our experience to date. We spoke to this organisation about 18 months prior to the threat actor getting a foothold in their network. Unfortunately, at the time, priorities changed, budget wasn't found, and the audit never took place. But we know now, having also subsequently remediated this organisation, that if we'd been able to do that audit in the first place, we certainly could have helped them to tighten up the infrastructure and close down some of the loopholes that were exploited by the threat actor only some 18 months later. It was a SQL injection attack. It was against a new web server that their MSP had implemented for them. Ironically, it was a security solution that the MSP had put in place, which had a web front end that remote clients could connect into, but it fell into a grey area then. Once it was implemented by the MSP, the organisation hadn't taken it on to manage it and update it, and the MSP had walked away from it thinking that the job was done with the implementation. The solution was implemented in April this year, and then the attack happened over the summer. Between the implementation and the attack, there was a 9.8 CVE vulnerability found in the code that had been deployed by the MSP that neither the organisation nor the MSP had patched, thinking that the other was looking after it. And the threat actor was able, once a exploit was found for that vulnerability, to quite easily manipulate their way and launch a SQL injection attack against this public-facing server. We recommend at Syscom that organizations take a review of their architecture. This organization admittedly was a lucky escape, but the attack vectors that were used here, the overly permissive firewall rules allowing connections in from destinations that just didn't have any rightful place accessing this UK-based network, configuration issues with firewalls, configuration issues with VLANs and inter-VLAN routing and segmentation, meant that it was possible to move from a public-facing web server through to the Veeam environment and through to the Active Directory environment without network-level interception. This highlights that there are architectural gaps present that are unquantified in most networks, and threat actors are able to exploit them to move laterally through environments. And we see that always there is technology in place. Organizations have all got firewalls, have all got antivirus, have all got backups, but there are configuration issues with these services. And that when a threat actor group gets hold in the network, they will be able to move through critical pieces of the infrastructure to take out the backups and bypass antivirus technology and firewall technology through misconfiguration and overly permissive settings in those technologies.